All right, Mavs fam, it just got so much worse. And I think you know what I'm referring to before I even mention it. There's going to be some negativity in today's episode, okay? But as we get ready to match up against the Brooklyn Nets tomorrow night at 7:30 p.m. Central, I'm going to spin some positivity going into that game, right? Because we don't have a whole lot else to hang on to right now, other than we've got two really awesome rookies. We've won 4 of our last 5 games, but for reasons that we'll talk about today, things did get much worse. On the one hand, D-Live is out for the season, right, with a foot injury. We'll talk more about that here in a second. And then there was the Sean bomb on Tuesday morning about all the teams in the Eastern Conference that were expected to show interest in Anthony Davis. You're going to want to stick around to find out which one of those teams may already have bowed out of the AD sweepstakes. So again, some negativity, some positivity. Hopefully you can stick around all the way to the end. I really appreciate you for joining. Anyway, I am your host, Ethan, the Advisor Clayton, and this is Your Mavs, a Dallas Mavericks podcast where all are welcome. Y'all better behave. Okay, lots to talk about. Let's dive in here. I'll start with the positive stuff, right? You've already heard all the negative reporting. I'll give you my own spin on that in just a few moments. But the good stuff, we have a game tomorrow, okay? We haven't had a game all week. It's been kind of interesting. Hopefully, players like Anthony Davis that have been nursing a finger injury, Cooper Flagg that's had his thumb in a splint. Hopefully those injuries can have naturally worked themselves out during this little mini season break. But we will be facing off against the Brooklyn Nets, who are 6-17. So they're a worse team than we are, record-wise, and pretty much in all of the statistical categories. But they have won 3 of their last 4 games. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that they're going to be a pushover tomorrow night. In fact, if you look at their roster, they have a few players that are playing extremely well right now. Chief among them would be Michael Porter Jr., the serial podcaster who cannot stop putting his foot in his mouth whenever he records. I guess I'm the same way, but I don't get paid millions to do it. But anyway, anywho, he's been playing lights out lately. Better than many expected him to play. We knew that he had the offensive skill set, but he's just taken a huge leap forward this season, and so much so that he has entered the Los Angeles Clippers radar as I don't know if you're going to take that as a good thing or a bad thing or hilarious. I'm going to go with that third option because the Clippers are a dumpster fire top to bottom, right? From all of the drama that was unfolding over the summer about the under the table agreements that Kawhi Leonard has accepted over the years. There's Steve Ballmer just getting in trouble. There's injuries that they've dealt with. Bradley Beal is out for the season. They just cannot figure it out over there in the Clipper land, and I think they're getting ready to blow it up. I think they're going to trade James Harden. This is not Mavericks related at all. We are not interested in that either. But it does look like that the Clippers are going to be interested in Michael Porter Jr., and it was reported that they could offer up Bogdanovic's contract as well as John Collins for salary matching purposes. So Michael Porter Jr. is getting a lot of attention, and so is Nick Claxton right now. I think both of those players are good candidates to be moved to a title contending team. Now, please know that I am not putting the Clippers in that category of a title contending team. But if you are a title contender and you see Michael Porter Jr. shooting the way that he has, and you're seeing Nick Claxton protect the rim and basically protect the entire paint area the way he is this season, I think it makes a lot of sense for a contender to bring those types of players to their roster. But apart from those guys, they're seeing flashes of brilliance finally from their rookie core, right? They had 5 first-round draft picks in this past draft, and a lot of the decisions did not really make sense at the time, and they don't super make sense now, but we are starting to see flashes of brilliance from those rookies. Yegor Yeoman is an example. Ben Saraf, Danny Wolf, who they're calling the Jewish Jokic. Kind of a cool nickname. I don't know if we're just going to put the Jokic label on any big man that knows how to pass, but if so, he's earned that right. He's a good passer. And then lastly, one of their rookies, Drake Powell, has really started to show some brilliance. He's an athletic wing, a lockdown defender, and it looks like he can shoot a little bit too. So, I'm not going to tell you that the Nets are going to be a pushover, but I do expect us to win, even though all of those players are playing well, because they've won 3 of their last 4. The Mavericks have won 4 of their last 5. Okay. And, the needle movers for us have been, again, Ryan Nembhard starting at the point guard, Nimby, the Canadian Chris Paul. That started back November 28th. So since that has happened, check out these statistics, guys. We are averaging the fewest turnovers in the NBA since November 28th. Fewest in the NBA, 11.3 per game. By the way, all these stats are per Mark Followell. Definitely follow that guy. He is a Mavs legend, both on the screen, off the screen. He's a stats nerd. I love stats like this. So we're averaging the least amount of turnovers since November 28th, where prior to then, we were averaging the 3rd most turnovers in the NBA with 17. So just in a 3-week span, we've seen our average go down by 6 a game. Ryan Nembhard, keep doing your thing. The other needle mover for us has been Anthony Davis, right? But not just him coming back and playing in the position that he is best fit for, the 5, okay? He would move heaven and earth to not have to play the 5. I don't understand why, because he is way more effective statistically and just overall. Like the teams that he has been on tend to play much better whenever he has served at the 5. So you get Nimby, a real point guard that is helping us take care of the ball much better, and a real, not power forward, but a real center that double machine. It really seems like, especially this week, if he's able to heal his finger, I think his shot is really going to come along nicely. And we may see a stretch of games where AD's averaging 25 and 15. Like if that happened, would not surprise me at all. The things that do surprise me about AD at this moment are, kind of like what happened last week where he played both legs of a back-to-back. I don't know that we'll see that much, but coming into this game, we're going to be potentially without Daniel Gafford. Okay. He's been nursing that ankle injury this entire season. So he'd come back for a game or two, and then he'd tweak it, and then he'd have to sit out for a game or two. Then he would come back. The cycle seems to be continuing, but again, with a few days off, maybe he is going to be full strength. As of this moment, it's about 1:00 Mountain Time. There haven't been any reports on what his availability will look like for tomorrow night. But at the moment, I'm going to assume that he's not playing and that AD is starting at the 5. Even if Gafford does play tomorrow, by the way, AD would start at the 5. But we are definitely going to be without Derek Lively tomorrow and for the rest of the season, right? Again, he is out with with a foot injury. And let's recap this again. You've probably heard me harp on this quite a bit. Go back to last season. He hurt his ankle. This injury was misdiagnosed as an ankle sprain. Ankle sprains aren't that severe of an injury, but something wasn't right. It wasn't feeling right. But no matter what, they were still ramping him up to return to the court. And that push, I am convinced, was because we were in a situation where we might have to forfeit games. But nonetheless, he was being ramped up to return to the court, and he was playing and practicing on a stress fracture. Holy cow. Okay. Whenever you do that, you create issues, right? And in this case, he had to have bone spurs surgically removed over the summer. And it seems like this is going to be a persistent nightmare for him. Thank you, Nico. Once again, it was his medical staff that tried to return him to the court. It was they gave the thumbs up. You're good to go, homie. You got it. And then, actually, my bad. We're going to have to take care of this. And now this surgery that he's having that's going to end his season, it's pretty interesting to me because I'm also a big soccer fan. I love Premier League soccer. The doctor that he's going to is in London, and that doctor has the reputation of fixing the feet of Premier League soccer players. So I'm interested, and they definitely sought multiple opinions and expertise, and this is where they landed. But he will be out for the rest of the season. And not to spend too much time talking about who, but Nico was quoted last season, regarding this Derek Lively injury. this really is a testament to how talented our medical staff is. It's a miracle that we caught this. We've potentially helped him avoid a catastrophic injury. How about instead of helping him avoid it, you caused a catastrophic injury, right? I don't know how, not a doctor. Let's just get that out of the way. I don't know how you misdiagnose a stress fracture for an ankle sprain, right? Those to me sound and probably feel like two very different injuries. And the fact that he was ramping up and actually like getting time on the court with a stress fracture means the opposite of what Nico said, right? This is not a miracle. This is a huge oversight. And I don't know what precedence there would be for like a lawsuit in a situation like this, but especially if Derek Lively's long-term outlook is at stake here, I think there should be some sort of investigation, some sort of deal going on that that medical staff and Nico, who oversaw them, should be held accountable for this. Again, no precedence. I have no idea what that looks like. I'm just an annoyed Mavs fan. I'm so stinking sad about Derek Lively right now. Like, I can't wait to see him back on the court. I still very much hope that he is part of our long-term picture and outlook. He's just an incredible human being. Loves the game of basketball. It's good to be good human to be around. So like, let's do everything we can to get this right and take better care of him moving forward. So that's one negative angle that we'll move past today. The other negative angle, I briefly mentioned this in the intro. It was reported the other day by Shams Charania that there were 3 Eastern Conference teams that were expected to show interest in Anthony Davis. Those teams were the Detroit Pistons, the Toronto Raptors, and the Atlanta Hawks. Okay. Already, since then, it has been reported that one of those teams has bowed out or has not shown interest, does not plan on showing any interest, and that team is the Detroit Pistons. Bummer, okay? Because if you've seen any of the trade ideas that have gone around, there are some exciting prospects out there. All the things that were the same from trade proposal to trade proposal were that we were going to be taking on the expiring contract of Tobias Harris, hopefully with a couple of first-round draft picks to go with it. But the exciting part, besides the picks, was, okay, do we get Jaden Ivey in this deal? Like a young, exciting guard, can't necessarily stay healthy, but if he could put it together, he's extremely athletic. He's a great shooter. He would fit really, really well alongside a true floor general like Ryan Nembhard. And he could have a little bit of gravity over there on the perimeter when he has the ball and free up good looks for other guys like Cooper Flagg and PJ Washington. Ron Holland was on the table. That's still very much a name I want to keep monitoring, like very much a name I would love to see come to the Mavericks. But as it stands right now, it does not sound like Detroit is into it. Okay. They haven't had any discussions about AD so far, and they are unlikely to trade for AD per report. Now, second team that I mentioned was the Toronto Raptors. I don't get this one, right? Like they started off the season pretty hot, and to be fair, they have lost 6 of their last 7 games. So maybe they're taking a step back and like, okay, we need to make kind of a bigger trade here. We need to make a big splash so that we can take a big swing for this Eastern Conference that is wide open right now. But just the trade machines and all the chit chat about it, it just really seems like it doesn't make sense, not only roster wise, but financially. It's Mavs CBA, another great page to follow if you're not doing that on Twitter. Mavs CBA. They tweeted out almost inevitably there'd have to be a third team involved with this trade because of the salary matching piece and because, like on that front, if you have to include 4 players to match one incoming player's salary, then now the Mavericks are in a really awkward position where they have to waive a few players to bring in a new guy. And that doesn't work really well if you're trying to sign and convert Ryan Nembhard to a standard contract as soon as you're able to, right? So we don't need to be taking on more roster we don't need to be making moves that would necessitate us to free up more roster space. We need to, I don't know exactly how it would shake out, but I just don't think it makes sense with Toronto. And the only way I'm even taking their call at all is if Colin Murray Boyles is involved. Apart from that, I'm out. Like, we need young talent around Cooper Flagg, and Colin Murray Boyles definitely fills that role. Good shooter, good rebounder. He's got a lot of the tools, right? So if he's not in that conversation, I'm out. Okay. But even if he is, I don't know how we would make that work. And likely, as Mavs CBA tweeted, probably have to involve a third team. I'm not going to cook up a 3-team trade right now. Lastly, we've got the Atlanta Hawks. I think there might actually be something here, or at least something that I am interested in. Okay. I'm not going to take credit for this. This was Bobby Corrala from the DLLS Mavs podcast. Yesterday, he talked about a trade package of Zachary Riza-Shea, Asa Newell, and yes, Mavs fan, the expiring contract of Kristaps Porzingis, and a couple of first-round picks in exchange for AD. I love that idea. I like it a lot. Okay. On the one hand, you get first-round draft pick the first overall pick from last season in Riza-Shea. He's a little bit raw. Like, he's still developing. He's still extremely young, but he is an athletic wing that can shoot, starting to show some defensive chops, just all-around good player to have on your squad. Asa Newell. They drafted Asa in this year's first round. And I don't know a ton about this guy except that he can shoot and that he was Cooper Flagg's high school teammate at Montverde Academy. Cool. Make that happen. I'm sure they would love to play together again. Last time they played together, they never lost. Okay. So, you bring that type of mentality, those guys that are familiar with each other, and they're used to winning, put them on the court together, see what happens. I like that formula. And then, yeah, I know you're not going to be doing backflips or get super excited about this, but yeah, we would bring Kristaps Porzingis back, and I think that could actually make a good amount of sense, at least for the rest of this season, because then we would have a stretch 5 that can shoot. Okay, that is when he's healthy. That's the problem. But that's $36 million that comes off the books this summer if we decide that we didn't want to extend his contract. So I like it. It's an expiring deal. It brings in 2 young, exciting players. It gives us a couple of first-round draft picks. Like, that's kind of the formula that we need to be looking at. We're not going to be getting a star in return here. Like, I'm out on the Trae Young thing. Like, he can go to Memphis. He can go somewhere else. No, I'm good. I'm not saying we're totally set and we don't ever need to entertain another point guard, but I like where we're at. And chances are Kyrie Irving's coming back somewhat too. So, that's all the ones that were reported about. But again, let's not forget about Chicago. I think at this moment, Chicago is still the team that makes the most sense for us to deal with. They have a lot of expiring contracts on their books, right? Yeah, gimme. I think it's up to like 40 million of expiring contracts. So I like having that type of cap space. Again, puts us in a position to build around our future superstar, our main event, our cornerstone, Cooper Flagg. And so, yeah, the expiring deals. And also mainly, I just really, really, really want Coby White on this team. Okay. Bill Simmons talked about it on his podcast. It's nothing against Coby White, but Chicago had a really good thing going early in the season. Then Coby White came back. He's played extremely well. Don't get me wrong. But just something seems off with that team. Now they're like barely in a play-in type of spot after starting the season so hot. So Chicago, wake up, make that trade, bring your guy AD home, give us Coby White, give us a couple picks, and all those expiring contracts. I am a happy guy. Okay. But these are the things that we're going to talk about on weeks with lighter games, right? We're going to talk more about like what's going on behind the scenes, injury wise. We're going to talk some potential trade rumors, things like that. But I'm kind of excited. Tomorrow we get back on the basketball court. Let's wait and see if Daniel Gafford is going to be active. I don't know if there will be any other shocking injury updates between now and then. Knock on wood, please no. We've had enough. Leave us alone. But that is all I have for you today. Thanks for sticking around. Make sure you hit like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you're thinking. We've been having a lot of fun in the comment section. I don't know if you guys have noticed that. A lot of fun is being had there. Keep it up. And also, still trying to reach 50 subscribers by the end of this year. We're at 39. So cool. Let's keep doing that. Let's keep building this thing. I love this community. Y'all be good. Party on.